Anthony Davis is unfortunately out with another injury, and in this video we're going to take a look at what exactly happened on that play. Welcome back everybody. I know I'm late to this one, but let's take a look here at Anthony Davis's knee injury. The MRI revealed a sprain of his MCL, and the Lakers estimate around 4 to 6 weeks maybe before he'll be back on the court. The timeline of around 4 weeks suggests that this is at worst a grade 2 injury and could be somewhere between that kind of grade 1, grade 2. So if this is a ligament, we're talking about just some kind of partial tearing, some stretching, as opposed to a full-blown grade 3 where the two ends are completely torn in half. The injury was a result of what we call a valgus load from the T-Wolves player falling into Davis's left knee. So if you think about the MCL, that's the ligament that runs on the outside of the knee, kind of from north to south. So right in this portion of Davis's left knee is going to be the MCL. It's supposed to be the LCL is here on the outside, and then of course our ACL and PCL cross deep inside the knee. So as the T-Wolves player falls into Davis here, you can see how his knee essentially buckles in this way. And what that's going to do is it's going to stretch this inner portion of the knee, stretching that MCL. When an impact comes in from the outside, knocking the knee this way, we call that a valgus load, as opposed to if the impact were to come from the inside out, we'd call that more of a varus load. So as the impact comes in here, you can see Davis's knee gets knocked backward, but because it's a little bit internally rotated with his kneecap facing more in this direction, it directs it more to where that MCL sustains most of that impact, causing it to stretch, causing that tear. Davis is lucky. This could have been a lot worse. This is a similar type of load that we can see with a contact mechanism of an ACL tear. So all things considered, he's lucky to escape with just an MCL injury. I'll say too, when we saw Davis collapse here in the hallway, this had me a lot more concerned about something like an ACL tear. If you had a complete grade 3 MCL tear, that could also result in some instability here, but thankfully it wasn't. This was probably just related to some pain causing Davis to go down. Finally, going to our Biodigital anatomy tool here to highlight that MCL and some key features of these injuries. Of course, now we're looking straight on at the front of a left knee. So inside of the knee, there's that MCL running kind of from north to south. In true medical terms, this portion of the knee is going to be proximal and this portion is going to be distal. So closer to the rest of the body, proximal. Most MCL tears occur in this proximal portion of the ligament. This is good because most of the blood supply is better up in this proximal portion. So these tears are much more likely to heal. If you have a tear that's closer down in this distal or lower portion, these are the ones that we often worry about needing surgery if they're a full grade 3 tear, because these have a less likely chance of optimally healing because of poor blood flow. Given Davis's prognosis of around 4 to 6 weeks, I'd suspect again that grade 1, possibly grade 2, more proximal partial tearing of that upper part of the MCL. Thankfully, these generally heal well. It's just a matter of how quickly they heal, and we really don't worry about long-term side effects like we would something like a meniscus tear or an ACL tear. Davis has certainly had his challenges with injuries, and so I wouldn't be surprised if that plays into his return a little bit here, but overall going forward, assuming this heals well, I wouldn't expect this to cause issues further down in the playoffs. That's it for the video, everybody. Let me know as always any questions or comments down below, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.